Hey, welcome to another episode of Keep It a Buck, episode 4. Today we got Kat, Michael, and Dallas, and we got a special guest today, Edwin. And we're just gonna sit here and talk about life-changing experiences. To my understanding, you had a lung. Is it a lung transplant surgery? If I'm not mistaken.
Which one of us talking to? I know because Mike had one too.
Well, you, and we're gonna get to Michael a little bit later.
Okay. Yeah, I did. I had a double lung transplant in November of 2020.
Oh, okay. If you don't mind sharing, what led up to that? What you had to go through to get in that situation?
Oh, wow. Okay. Basically, I was in the military, and I was overseas. And to make this story short, and me not to get in no trouble,
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
I'm just saying that I inhaled something, and it started out as a cough, and then the cough stayed, but the cough got worse, and the shortness of breath came later. And I was, PTing, working out, and trying to walk up and down the hills, walking my dog, and I noticed that, I couldn't, breathe quite well. And so, they did some tests. They sent me over to Germany. I came back from Germany. I was actually uh, I was stationed in Spain at the time, and so I had been out there for a couple of years, and they were like, you know what, we got to send you back to the States because it's, we can't treat you here. And so that's where I came back to San Diego, and there was a lot more involved in that. It was just a lot. I was going downhill. Like, this was my time to hit rock bottom. It's my turn basically, and I think everybody has a turn. And so I had to move all my stuff back home. Obviously they pay for it, but on the backside. And I was here for a couple of months, and my dog got kidnapped. So I was out of that, and I chose to come back to Cali because my mom said she had a tumor. It was cancerous. So I was like, okay, let me come to Cali and get an apartment. I got a 2-bedroom, 2 baths, so that I can move my mom into that place for after her surgery she can get better. So few more months into that, obviously I'm still getting worse, getting tested at the Naval Hospital here. And my fiance left, was like, it was too much, overwhelming. You got me with my issues, about to go on oxygen. They're saying you're not gonna make it unless you have a surgery. And my mom was in the other room, suffering through her, issue. Luckily, thank God she was able to get the tumor removed from her adrenal gland, and it was non-cancerous. It didn't spread. It was so good. So it was good. That was a miracle. But everything else was, man. So I pretty much was still going down a dark path, basically, and it took me to rehab, and to come out of that, just trying to figure out a way to deal with everything. I pretty much made my peace when as I was coming out of rehab. And but the more I wasn't I wasn't yet ready to say, hey, you know what, let's go through with this transplant process yet. I just wasn't cool with that. All the factors involved, it was just too much. but I noticed my health was getting better. People are coming in and out, giving me more bottles of oxygen, higher volumes of air I need to be on or whatever. And I'm just like, it's getting real. So I decided to, take that route and go ahead with the transplant. And I went through you got to go through the entire process first. And once I got to the month mark where they can put you on a transplant list, I did everything they asked. I mean, I would say I got put on the list in October, and I got the call in November, like 1 month. And that is some scary stuff, man. Like I tell you, when you get that phone call, Mike, no, you get that phone call and you're like, oh, here we go. And and here I am now. I'm doing pretty good, trying to stay healthy and in shape. It's hard because it's almost like learning how to use your body all over again. All the medicine and all the time not really doing much.
Right.
So trying to get back in shape and keep my weight down, because some of the medicines that have you on, like it'll
Make
blow
you
you.
gain weight and stuff like that.
Yeah, like get fat in the face and around the shoulder, stomach. So been trying to figure out ways to do that without killing myself,
Right, right, right.
But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, first and foremost, on my part, is like I'm glad to see you here today and being able to share that, and with like you said, all the things that you were going through, and at that time, like it's amazing to see you even like here to share your story. So I'm grateful and I'm appreciative for you to even do that with us, because it sounds like my biggest question is like, it sounds like, how long were you actually living with this or with these issues before you even were able to get to the transplant? Like, how long from the time that you find out you needed a transplant, even before like you started having those health issues? It sounds like it was more than 2 years, 3
Yeah,
years.
it was a few years. Let's say I started having the cough around end of 2016, and everything started getting worse from there. So I personally feel like I've been living with it since then. And so that was that 5 years, probably 3 of those years I was on 2 to 3 of those years I was on oxygen. And that right there was something, because you have to really I don't know what the word I would use, but you gotta try to live normally and
Or
do
just
normal
to
things
that.
with a bottle, carrying a bottle around with you all the time, with these tubes going through your nose and stuff like that. And it's definitely humbling, because you got people looking at you, everybody's staring at you, like you're sick, So there were some perks. You never got told no. But other than that, it was I had to learn how to deal with that, because if I stayed in the house and just stayed and like isolated myself, I would go right back to where I was before. So
Wow.
it was tough dealing with it.
Yeah, that's really eye-opening, because I could imagine like even the simple things like even like running up a set of stairs,
Mm-hmm.
or
Can't do
like taking, and like even your first time, like when was it that you had like, has there ever been a time like that that's happened where you like, all right, yeah, something has got to give? Like, have you had ever had a situation like that that really made you push you forth on your decision to get to even get checked out to see what's going on? Because this isn't some common cold or influenza type symptoms, are they? Like when you mentioned the cough.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it was just a dry cough, like something that it just kind of just it's like a little, it started off as a small little monkey on your back or whatever, and then it just kind of got bigger and bigger, and to the point where, you know, you're walking hunched over and leaning, like you're so heavy, you know, it was just really heavy. And what made me kind of like an aha moment, basically, right? I don't know, you know, I did meet someone in there in between that happened to be a nurse. And and she was always pushing me to get the transplant. And my drinking was getting out of control, and I could not get the transplant without stopping completely of drinking, you know, and no substances or anything like that. There are people who get dropped from getting a transplant and just because they won't stop drinking. And I was like, you know what? I don't think this has that much power over me to where I can't go and do something because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna just go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be like, okay, I'd rather just drink than live. That sounds to me like a really weak way of going out. And I was like, that's not me. So I was like, you know what? I told myself in March of 2020, right before the pandemic got real, I'm gonna quit drinking. Imagine drinking no alcohol throughout the pandemic when you locked in the house, you know?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I was going through it. But she was like, you know what, I'll give up smoking. So I had somebody to like fight through it with me a little bit.
I'll challenge you. Okay.
Yeah. So that helped a lot.
Oh, okay. Um, when you had to wait for 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 the lung for a lung, how long did that take?
It was a month. It was fast, man.
Oh, okay.
It was like I was surprised. You know, I didn't think it was gonna happen so soon. Like I said, they called me in November. I got placed in like October. I got the letter, you know, says you're placed on the list and everything. And November it came in, and they explained to me like when it happens so fast because those lungs gotta be ready for you to go inside. Like,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, somebody had to lose their life for me to keep mine. But God said, I'm not finished with you yet. This is gonna be a start of your new journey, you know. So that's where I'm at right now, just trying to, finish and fulfill that as best possible.
Oh,
Like not wasting a second, a moment, because it's like it's
Not at all. Like I'm in escrow today, right now. You know, I'm doing everything. You know, it life is different now. You know, life is looked at different now. You know, things feel different.
Is there anything that you after this situation, is there anything that you do differently or that you've started doing or even opened yourself up to that you would have never seen yourself doing before?
I was pretty wild, you know, being in the Navy. And I would do a lot of like, wild and crazy stuff, like go skydiving over Dubai at night. You know what I'm saying? Like just something that people would be like, man, you crazy, stuff like that. Risk, taking some risks. And sometimes I shouldn't have, taken those risks. So I think I'm a little bit more aware of like, okay, guarding of my life, a little more. And I do feel different. Like I have a whole new outlook on life, like I don't believe in I believe I can do whatever I want to do. There's nothing that can stop me. Absolutely nothing, especially now. I beat death, you know what I'm saying? So not nothing against death, but I do feel totally different. I know that there's something more for me, and it makes me want to, go towards it more. And I, you got a lot of stuff around you in your environment that always tries to stop you, slow you down, be like, hey, you going too fast, you about to pass me up type of deal or whatever. And I don't, I kind of like just shrug my shoulder, like, get off me now. If you're not going on this, if you're not like on this boat with me going where I'm going, then I'm, you got to get off. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. You know
That's
what I'm
I'm like
saying?
more serious about, like, and more focused to me anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not letting anything stand in my way of any opportunity. I like that though.
Yeah.
It's like a no ceilings type or
There is
no limits type of thing.
Oh, like Nipsey Hussle said, I'm gonna jump off without a life jacket. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
I felt that, because I do know what it feels like to, to have that life jacket. But luckily,
Leap right there.
huh?
I say you took that leap right there.
I
And a
did.
lot of people
And
they don't take that jump, even after going through what you've done and what you've gone through. Like there's still people that's still limiting themselves.
yes. And I also see this, the hardest parts of my life looking back now is I'm still going through it, but like I see it more as like they say, it's a test too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as a challenge, everybody goes through some sort of challenge in life. You know what I'm saying?
Just one more thing to overcome.
Yeah, you got to overcome it, and it's molding you to who you're supposed to be later. I'm very spiritual, so I do believe that there's something else after this, and maybe I believe that this is what I'm going through is preparing me for what's next. And I just want to do the best that I can so I can come. It's like the teacher, during the test, and everybody's taking the test, and you got all these questions and things like that, but she don't help nobody during the test. But that's how you know you in a test, because you don't get no answers, and yeah, and you want to get the best grade, you want to get an A, so you be good, and that's where I'm at now. I just want to get the best grade of where this life is going to, so I can get to the next grade, which I mean is the next level after this. I don't know if I explained that right.
Oh no, perfectly. Like I appreciate your perception, really, because it's really brought into attention that's a lot of people are not really aware of, whether they go through it or not, or have a family member or are connected to it. So your story, this is a testimony. I feel like you should write a book. Like maybe
You're
you
not
gonna
the
write a
first
book.
person to say that.
Yeah, like I feel like you got a book coming out soon or something. Future
I've
author.
actually, I've started writing. I started it. I probably got like 1 or 2 pages. Just like, gonna lie, that's it. But
And you started.
yeah, I started.
And that's what's up.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe I don't have any kids. Not yet. I'm 37. Maybe I'll have some later. Maybe I won't. Most people I know had kids like earlier. Now they're getting to the point where they can do whatever they want to do. But I still want to leave something behind that that people can have and go. I feel like my gift to leave behind is a home. Is a home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to move around a lot as a kid, and have like being good spots, mostly bad spots. And I never had like a home, somewhere to call my home, like that I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the other kids in the neighborhood had,
That foundation. Yeah, I could definitely relate to that.
So I want to have a forever home, at least one that somebody in the family like could come and or whatever, my kids, they always have a place to lay their head if everything else goes wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like a parent already, because that's how I was fortunate enough. I have been blessed with my kids, so like that's really my mindset too, and I could most definitely relate with that, because that's really where my mind and my process is aligned with, is to build that foundation, and like you said, have something that no matter where you go, you always have this home that you could come to that's a part of you, and you could pass down, generations, that goes into like obtaining land and everything, and
Exactly.
just having that's yours. Like this is we own this, and no one can take that from you.
Yes, exactly. That feeling, that vibe that you can feel when you have something like that, it's a good feeling, and I still haven't really felt it yet, so I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's different when you're renting now. You you want to decorate the walls and stuff, and I mean, owning your own home, you could just wake up one day and be like, I'm just changing this around.
Yep.
And I could come with a whole new room by tomorrow, but like,
sure can. You may not have no car, you may not have the best job, you may not have a girlfriend, boyfriend, you may not have a lot of things, but to have a real roof over your head, not something that just breaking down or whatever, like a real solid roof, a home, place where you can go and eat and have dinner with your family, or just lay your head down and rest and go to sleep and just be safe.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Did you have much support during your journey through all this? Like a family member, a friend, anybody?
I did have a few people that were with me from beginning to end, which was one person that comes to mind. I just got off the phone with him. It's my cousin Charles, who was always been like a big brother or even father figure to me throughout my life. Everything like that was positive, it was probably he was involved some way, somehow. He's actually the best man at my wedding next month. And he was there, he was always, encouragement and stuff like that. My mom was there for most of it. Um, uh, like I said, my girlfriend, which is now my wife.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. She was there, and she helped me out through a lot of it. And just I'm in a program called the Warrior Foundation. It's for wounded warriors who have gone through some things, whatever it is, and they I'm in where I live at right now is one of their homes. Like they have homes like for a bunch of different people. It'll be like it's like condos, but it's only for us, and that foundation has done so much for me, and
That's what I was going to ask next. Or did you feel like you got the proper help and all that stuff from them, like the support and all that from them?
the military, I do.
Okay.
They had their ups and downs. Like when I first, they were really pushing